Alright, 7.3, we're going over logarithmic functions. And this first problem wants us to indicate which of the following four graphs is correct. Okay, so basically what you need to understand is that logs are the inverse of exponential. Okay, so I'm going to try to show those two with a picture. So we'll call this like some number bigger than 1. Let's just say 2 to the x. This would represent exponential growth, and it always goes through 1, 0 unless it's a shift or a change. So it starts out really flat and then it increases like this. Okay, so this would be exponential growth function. Now the log, okay, when we rewrite this, the inverse of that would be log base 2 x. Okay, so whatever the base is of the log, that represents the exponential. Now it is the inverse, so this graph is going to be the mirror image, like if you flipped it across this y equals x line. So it would start up this way and go down here. So, and we'll go through -1, 0. So it's just mirror image. So once you kind of understand that, you understand whole numbers, it'll have that general shape. Now we can also look at decay, and that will help us to answer these questions. So now exponential decay, if I had some number smaller than 1, let's say 1/2 to the x power. Okay, general shape, exponential decay goes this way and still goes through the 0.1, 0. Now if I were to transpose this or do the inverse, okay, this graph would look like this. It would be going up. These two lines cross. So that's the general shape of decay if you did the inverse. Okay, so this would be like log base 1/2 of x. Okay, this would be the general shape of these two graphs. So once you have an idea of what the general shape looks like, we can do the shifts and translations and figure out which one is correct. Okay, so based on what we've talked about, 1/4 would be like this. So I'm looking for a graph that's doing this number here. Okay, now it has x minus 2, which means this graph is going to get shifted right 2 units. So I'm expecting this graph to be this general shape starting over here, crossing the x-axis at 2, or shifted over 2 units. So all look like that. This one looks closer to being shifted over 2, going parallel up, not actually crossing at 2, but just being shifted over 2. So this one matches so far. This one's up in space, we don't have a vertical shift, and this one is not going the right direction. So we're going to go with number 1. Alright, and then number 2, very much like it. Now we have log base 2. Okay, so that's very similar to the one that we've done here. So that graph should be going up this direction, flattening out down here, going up this direction. General shape, this +4 means this graph is going to get shifted up 4 units. So we are looking for which it would normally cross at 0, 1. Now was there a horizontal shift? No, just a vertical shift. So we're looking for, instead of 0, 1, we're going up 0, 4. This one looks about right. I would think it would go up to 5. There was no horizontal shift, so that should not be correct. So it looks like D is the one that's going to match. I'm getting shifted up 4 units.